There is one person that Justin Bieber is terrified of. And no, it's not his wife and it's not Selena Gomez. Oddly, it is Judge Judy.
What?
Why?
This is so odd, isn't it?
Yes.
That's justified.
Are you afraid of her too?
Nice.
Scary
Well,
lady.
she can be mean.
Well, on
She could beat the hell
TV,
out
but
of
like to be
him.
terrified of her.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I wouldn't be terrified of her. No. But apparently Justin Bieber scared to death of Judge Judy.
He's scared to death of me. There was a period of time before he grew up when he was foolish and doing foolish things. And so I must have said something about it. And then I understood that he was paying the front door people to let them know when I was there, coming and going, so he wouldn't have to bump into me.
Wow.
Oh, so they lived like the same place?
Yeah, they lived in the same building.
Oh, so he didn't want to run into her.
Oh my God!
yeah.
I almost went
Yeah.
on Judge Judy.
Well,
remember?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I had a case about a dog and an ex-girlfriend problem, and when we went to court one time over it, I guess it gets submitted, and they have people that look for different type unique cases, ones that are not boring.
Right.
And I got a letter from Judge Judy saying they would like to fly me and a friend out there for a trip to, I believe it was L.A. But we would be on Judge Judy. And I was thinking to myself, well, why would I want this? You know what I'm saying? And what happens is if you lose your case, they pay everything.
That's awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
That's very
so
nice.
It's a win-win, really. Either you win and get what you want, and if you lose, they pay.
And the thing that could happen, you could be really embarrassed on national TV.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
everybody
Stay forever.
that you know would see it.
Be on YouTube forever.
And then your
crying.
kids.
They could have launched your OnlyFans page.
Exactly.
Right. You know, but
Yeah.
but if you win, or
Yeah, and it's a free trip. You get like a few days out there to do
That's
whatever you
cool.
want, and they give you spending cash, flights, hotel, all that.
Well, that show apparently in syndication is a cash cow because she makes like $65 to $70 million a year from Judge Judy.
Yeah. It's a huge
Also,
show.
have you seen her somehow or another? Because she's Judge
She's like
Judy
80,
is
right? Or close to it.
Yeah,
Maybe older.
I don't have her exact age, but she seems to me, Judge Judy, to age backwards. She
Like,
doesn't.
she's not like hot,
Oh,
Jason.
no.
I don't
not
think she's
yeah.
hot.
We're not
But she doesn't
talking
look
Jennifer
super
Lopez.
old for
She
her
doesn't.
age.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah,
For
she's
her.
80.
Yeah.
80.
Do you know who else is 80? And whether just take this for what it is, but I just found out that Joy Behar is also 80. 80. She
She
does
does
not
not look
look
80.
80.
Can't wait till she's 90.
See, I said take this for what it's worth.
Imagine what she'll look
I
like.
said take it for what it's worth.
at her and tell her she voted for. I thought she was like maybe like 60.
Yes.
80?
Well, they probably get Botox like us.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
You know what I mean?
But that's I mean, even with Botox, sometimes you can look more your age.
Right.
She just doesn't to me at all.
No.
She just doesn't. Well, in other news, model Olivia Culpo, who's beautiful no matter what she does, was talking about, and I forgot about this, but Olivia Culpo moved with Nick Jonas when they were together. Do you remember that they were a couple for a couple years,
I think
right?
so, yes.
And so they decided, we're going to be together and I want you to move with me. And I think that they moved.
She was Miss Universe.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
And I think that they moved into some crazy apartment. And then Nick Jonas broke up with her. And here's Olivia Culpo talking about that.
I did date Nick, and that was a very formative experience. I moved to LA with him. I had no brand, no money, and I was in love. So that was great, right? And then but when he broke up with me, I was kind of left with no sense of identity. My whole identity was in him, which is a very common story of a young person in love. I thought we were going to get married. I thought all the things. And I just remember night after night, looking up at my ceiling in my apartment that I couldn't afford, thinking to myself, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay my rent? I couldn't even afford my groceries.
It's interesting because
Man.
he was rich. Nick Jonas was loaded at the
Yeah.
time.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, if you're going to move out there to L.A., I would just ask him, be like, anyway, I can get some money just in case.
Can you just pay my rent for a year?
For a year, and if anything happens, I'm screwed. You know what I mean?
Because
Now-
I'm 2 seconds away from doing that now.
Please just pay my rent.
Please,
my
somebody.
mortgage. I think it's kind of messed up.
Yeah, it is.
You make these plans and you are well off. And yes, okay, she's beautiful and Miss Universe and a model or whatever, but she didn't have the money.
I know.
And so
And
she
he
picked
had, I think, from the Jonas Brothers, millions and
Oh,
millions of
tons.
dollars. So to him, that's nothing to give her $1 million.
Because
Yeah.
they
It
were
really
living
is.
together.
They were living.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's like she didn't have money for groceries. Olivia Culpo apparently, outside of Nick Jonas, loves athletes.
Okay.
She's dated Ryan Lochte, the swimmer.
Oh yeah.
Dated Tim Tebow.
Wow.
Well, you know
the
they weren't
NFL
doing
player.
it.
Danny, well, yeah.
That's what they say.
That's
You
what he
never
says.
know.
That's what he says.
You know, he's the Jared of the sports world.
Yeah, awesome is what
He
you're saying.
says he didn't though
He said
till
it.
marriage.
I believe him. Danny Amendola used to play
Yeah.
for the Pats.
Is he the one that I think
Really?
is hot?
Danny DeVito.
No, you like Edelman, but
Oh.
Danny Amendola.
He's a
yeah,
good looking guy too.
he's decent.
And then
He's a mustache.
Christian McCaffrey. I think she's currently Christian McCaffrey.
Get out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she does. Well, I mean, and she's Miss Universe, so they like
She's
her
been
too.
tossed around like a football.
Jason.
Everyone scores.
Not to mention, if she were a dude,
Yeah.
you'd be like, man, that's right, good job, playa.
Get your.
I didn't say that. I just said she's been tossed around like a football. It's not in a bad way.
Oh, okay,
means she's a team player.
whatever.
She has a type. Football players, except
She
for Nick
does,
Jonas.
except for Nick, yeah, because now he's married to Priyanka Chopra, and they have a daughter via
Oh, wow.
surrogate, I believe.
And now
Yeah.
she's
He has a
back in
type.
California because Christian McCaffrey is now with the 49ers.
Yeah, if I had been dating Nick Jonas at the time and he broke up with me, I would move back to where I came, like your hometown
Yeah.
or with your parents or something.
I
Did
was
Olivia
like,
Culpo live in Charlotte? Because
No
McCaffrey
idea.
was with the Panthers
I
for
don't
years,
know.
and they were together. They've been together for 3 years.
She must have been here in and
We
out, I
missed out,
guess.
Squid. We could have seen her in Charlotte walking
Mm.
around.
Just stole her from Christian McCaffrey.
My boy Squid's cool. Like, get away from me.
Like,
All the police.
Have you seen the people that I've dated?
I'm like, oh, never
Okay.
mind.
Have you seen my crown from being Miss Universe? All right, and then I do want to just finish by a story that I believe might make some of you very, very mad. Peacock is doing a docu-series and allowing a platform for Casey Anthony to speak.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You remember in
she's the murderer.
Yes,
well,
2011.
She was technically
acquitted.
she's not.
Technically, she's not.
a murderer.
Right. July 5th, 2011, Casey Anthony found not guilty of the murder of her daughter, Kaylee Anthony. She has never given an on-camera interview. Remember, as soon as the trial was over, which we all watched.
She must need money, and they're paying her.
That's what I think, too. She wrote a book. Remember, wrote the book, and then she moved where to
Like
Florida?
Ohio? Or?
Oh, Ohio?
I think,
Well,
she was from Florida.
Okay, so then
That's
she
where the
moved
case
to
happened.
Ohio.
Ohio, yeah.
And then was rumored to be dating her attorney.
Sleeping with.
with.
Yeah.
And then wasn't she under like witness protection
I
when
think
she
so.
moved? Yeah. So now Casey Anthony coming to Peacock they've released a teaser where it's not Casey Anthony speaking, although she will be in this docuseries, and so many people are outraged that the Peacock is giving her a platform. But not that I agree with anything she has to say, but what do we expect?
Right.
Of course they are.
And the thing is, like, are they trying to make her look good? That would be bad. But if they're
Yeah.
like going to ask her hard questions, or we see how it turns out.
Yeah, that I don't know. But Netflix also catching a lot of grief because of the new serial killer extended universe. And I was telling Jared, all because of Monster.
Oh yeah, because
Monster
of
and
the
Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Dahmer. They're going to be doing 2 more series that are going to be like a part of the Monster series, I guess. And the next one is going to be on the killer nurse, Charles Cullen, who is the center of this show on Netflix called The Good Nurse.
You saw that, right, Jason? The
Yeah,
movie?
that
That's
was
what I saw.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
that guy killed. Now they're thinking hundreds possible.
400 over. They think over 400.
Jeez.
Yeah. Back at the Casey Anthony thing. So when she got acquitted, meaning not guilty, and she looked guilty. I mean, she looked
Oh,
like
yeah.
she murdered her child.
She had
Yeah.
the chlorophyll or
everything.
chloroform
She
in her
looked it
car,
up.
and
And was Googling it and how to
Yes.
dispose
but
of bodies and
she technically can have more kids. Can you imagine being
no.
Yeah.
your mom is
Ugh.
her?
No.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
you
my
find out about
gosh.
it like when you're 12 and you're afraid to go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
No.
Same thing that makes me when people are like dating OJ. You're like, what he's done to women before, right?
Yeah.
But in a weird way,
They line up for 'em.
sometimes that tracks like the same with the serial killers. Some of them get married while they're in prison or in jail.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, but some does it for some people.
Well, and her attorney, not to go too far, but Jose Baez, I believe is his name.
Yes. Yeah.
He's the one that I think was going to pretty much get the Patriots dude that you love that killed people.
Oh yeah.
The
Hernandez.
Hernandez, yep.
almost got him out of prison, and then I think he killed himself during the trial. But he's like a very skilled attorney, and he'll represent anybody and apparently do anything.
Seems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they need to make a documentary or docuseries about lawyers who have like the OJ's lawyers and then Casey
Yes.
Anthony's lawyers and the lawyers that like have beat all these cases where people think they're guilty. That'd be cool.
It's weird. It says here the Casey Anthony thing. She was found not guilty of first-degree murder, but was found guilty of lying to law enforcement.
So,
If you didn't
that
do
don't make
anything,
any
what were you
sense.
lying about?
Yeah.
It's just
Interesting.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Well,
I remember being so mad when that verdict came out.
It was disgusting.
Mhm.
It was so terrible. But isn't that also an offense? Lying
It is.
too often?
It was misdemeanor accounts or
Oh,
whatever. But
okay.
what are you lying about if you didn't do anything?
Exactly.
Mhm.
Oh, that's weird.